Moving on to my next body part is our thigh. Oops, sorry about that. Our thigh. And that is located right here as I marked it. And our thighs are located at the top of our legs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use thigh in a sentence. Our thighs sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. Our thighs helps us walk balanced. And our thighs are located at the top of our legs as I have marked it here in the picture. Now, moving on to my next body part is the knee. Like the elbow being located in the middle of the arm, the knee is our knees are located in the middle of our legs. That is this right here. This is our knee. And I'm going to go ahead and use knee in a sentence so you could understand it much more clearly. I'm going to go ahead and write that, I'm going to go ahead and read it for you. Our knees can only bend forwards and backwards, and our knees are located in the middle of our legs as shown in this picture right here, and that is called the knee. Excuse me. Moving on to my next body part is the ankle. And the ankle is between the leg and the knee. That is this right here. The ankle is between the leg and the knee. And I'm going to go ahead and use that in a sentence so you can understand it much more clearly. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. Our ankles are very fragile. We can twist them easily. And our ankles are between the leg and the knee as shown in the picture here. I'm going to go ahead and mark it for you. It is this part right here. That is the ankle. Now, moving on to my next body part is the foot. Foot or feet. And the foot is at the very bottom of our body. And I'm going to go ahead and use this in a sentence. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. Our feet carries our entire body, and the foot is at the very bottom of our body. As you can see in the picture, this is a foot or feet. Moving on to my next body part, this is our back. And I'm going to tell you where that's located. Our back is behind our chest. As you can see here, this is the back. And I'm going to go ahead and use back in a sentence. I'm going to go ahead and read that for you. Our backs can carry several pounds, and our back is behind our chest. It's located behind our chest. Now, moving on to my next body part is, as you can see in the picture here, which is quite amusing, is our bottom. And our bottom is behind our body, behind and under our body. Now, moving on to my next body part. Before I do that, our bottom is behind and under our body, as shown in the picture here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and give you the names of the parts of our feet. So I'm going to go ahead and write parts of our feet. Now, as I have shown you before, this is a foot. Here, I'm going to go ahead and point this out, is a ankle. This right here, oops, let me use a different color. This right here is our heel. And these right here, let me use a different color. This right here is our toes. So let's go ahead and write that out. We have our ankle, we have our heel, and we have our toes. As shown in the picture, we have our ankle, that is right here, as shown. We have our heel, that is right here, that is shown, and we have our toes, that is right here, as shown in the picture. Now, moving on to our next part, body part, is the hands. Now, let's go ahead and name the fingers. First of all, before we name the fingers, I want to point this out. This is a wrist. That is right here. This is a wrist. Here is our palms. This is our palms. And now I'm going to write out the fingers. This is our thumb. Here is our pointing finger. This is our middle finger. This is our ring finger. And this here is our index finger. So I'm going to go ahead and write these out for you here. I'm going to go ahead and say fingers so you can see them much more clearly. First we have our thumb. I'm going to go ahead and number these as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. First of all, we have our thumb. Second of all, we have our pointing finger. Pointing finger. Thirdly, we have our middle finger. Middle finger. Fourth, we have our ring finger. Ring finger. And I'm going to go ahead and erase this right here. I'm going to go ahead and write this someplace else. And fifthly, we have our index finger. And let's not forget to write this right here. This is our wrist. This right here is our wrist. Now, first we have our thumb, then we have our pointing finger, then we have our middle finger, fourthly we have our ring finger, and last but not least we have our index finger. Moving on. Now let's have a look at this body. This is our head, as you can see here. These are our arms. Here is our shoulders. These are our hands. This is our knees. Here we have our legs. We have our thighs right here. We have our feet, that is right here at the very bottom. Here we have our hands, and I guess I wrote hands, but that's no problem, I can write it again. We also have hands, and here we have our elbows. And here we have our face. We also have our chest right here. Chest is right here. We have our stomach here. And behind this, I'm going to go ahead and put this in parentheses. Behind this we have our back. And we have our bottom. Well, that is it for today, you guys. I had lots of fun, but before I end this lesson, I wanted to tell you today we learned body parts and appearances. I had a great time. I hope to see you next time in our lesson. Take care. Goodbye.